Hi, I'm Boris Blade. I'm the host of Strange But Harmless. How's everyone doing today? I originally wrote this in late October of 2019. Please keep that in mind when it doesn't seem current, because it ain't. I went back to work after a 3-day weekend. I was still suffering from depression and anxiety. I had binged on American Horror Story, not my usual cup of tea, but depression will do that to you. Plus, Dylan McDermott was excellent in his role. He's always impressed me even though I get him mixed up with David Duchovny. They have both a similar look and acting styles, in my humble opinion, that is. Or maybe I'm just stupid. The whole cast was great together. The plot twists were severe and just strange enough to pique my warped sense of interest. Although since God healed me from my depression and anxiety, I haven't watched any really graphically horror-related media. It can sometimes give me bad dreams. I don't mean mere nightmares. I mean wake up in a cold sweat, fighting your covers as if there's some demon from hell, and screaming for your mommy for help, just to realize you're safe in your own bed. I hadn't dreamed in years. Bad dreams would be better than no dreams at all, wouldn't they? Considering I used to be able to fly in my dreams. I've been binging on several shows lately. I'm currently watching Z Nation as my primary and Warehouse 13 as my backup. But to be honest with you, I'm on hiatus from Warehouse 13 going on 6 months now. I took a break to catch up on Fear the Walking Dead, which I only needed to watch the last few seasons. That, of course, led me to the other spin-offs of The Walking Dead. I hadn't tried any of the other shows yet. Now I'm caught up on Daryl Dixon, and I've watched World Beyond, Tales, Dead City, and The Ones Who Lived. Plus, the new season of Survivor just started recently. I've seen every episode, all 49 seasons. It's one of my few guilty pleasures on TV. And all that The Walking Dead universe led me, you guessed it, to the Z Nation. I'd also watched the first couple of seasons of Z Nation before. I'm an ultimate binge watcher. We prefer that over couch potato. Back in the old days, before streaming, you may ask? Nay, farther back. Before DVRs, you may ask? Nay, farther back yet. Before Netflix, you may ask? Nay, further back yet. Come on, there was nothing before Netflix, you may say. But way back in the day, when the best you could do was cable TV, I had 6 VCRs taping 7 nights a week. I used the long-running tapes and put them on the slowest speed. I was out for quantity, not quality. For most tapes, that meant 6 hours of shows on one tape. I lucked into a couple of tapes that would record 8 hours. Yep, I was taping 6 shows at a time and watching one live every night of the week. Anywho, after reading the company's annual United Way pitch in an email last week, I realized that since COVID, they no longer have an actual United Way campaign. They just send out an email asking for money. That got me to thinking about some of the past year's campaigns. They went all out. It lasted a month. They sold different catered lunches each day. You could buy raffle tickets to several different prize lockers, and those were nothing to thumb your nose at either. Here's a list from my 2015 email. A golf locker, $700. Cleveland Browns locker, $685. Cavs locker, $1,930. Night on the town, $665. Naturally healthy locker, $655. Take me out to the ball game locker, $1,200. The A's have it, which was all Apple stuff, $650. I'm not cooking, restaurant coupon, $695. Let's go bowling, $640. Family fun foods, $705, all snack foods. Jack of all trades, $1,200. Tools, all kinds of tools. They had one called I Hit the Jackpot Locker. It was priceless according to them. It consisted of 5 personal vacation days plus a $50 MasterCard gift card. They even had a locker just for the temps. The temps rarely get included in stuff for regular employees, but they usually get their own. I think they even extended the United Way campaign an extra week one year. The participation that year seemed weak compared to the past years. It might have had something to do with the clique mentality where I work. I don't give much credence to that shit, but it seems that in past years it was run by someone else and had a lot more volunteers. One year, the volunteers seemed scarcer. It was my first year. I must have been a little lightheaded from my psych meds when I was asked if I wanted to make a few phone calls for the United Way. I must have flashed back to my telemarketing days because I said, sure. The next thing I know, I'm a full-fledged member of the 2019 United Way campaign team. Hurrah for me! I actually enjoyed it though, so much so that I regret I didn't get in from the start of the campaign. I thought I would the next year, if I was still employed there, that is. My health wasn't what it used to be, and I'd seen a few soldiers, fellow employees, fall by the wayside, leave the company due to illness and or aged out, and not always at their own volition. But alas, COVID hit. Since then, there's been no real United Way campaign. Well, it's the third week of October. Halloween is just around the corner. Are you participating in Beggars Night this year? I know ours last year was a little wet. It went well though. Back around the time this story was written, my wife and I gave out Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. Boy, you should have seen the kids' eyes light up when they saw those. I heard a lot of, "I like these, Mommy," and "We never get these." It warmed our hearts. It was cheap too. We bought them on sale for $1 a box. You can't do that these days. We bought 10 boxes and gave away 8. So it only cost us $8 for those of you who graduated from high school after 2000. Plus, I still had 20 cookies left for myself. Well, 18. I think Karen ate one, and I ate one while we were handing them out. Also, she bought a 5-pound bag of mini Kit Kats just in case, but informed me she was taking them to the birthday party I was forced to go to during the Browns game that week. I got to go to that Sunday. One group of kids came up. The cutest little girl sang the Smell My Feet song, so I made a big deal about giving her 2 cookies. When the little guy next to her saw that, he belted it out too, so I threw him a second cookie. My wife gave me the look. I just shrugged and said, "That's exactly what I would have done." My wife always told me she couldn't read my posts when they were on Facebook because when she hit read more and saw how long they were, she just gave up. So I won't go into what I told her that really means for fear of losing either my wife or my life. She does cook my meals after all. Wow, 3 topics in one episode. If I keep this up, I'll run out of stories. Not. I'm Boris Blade, and I'm strange but harmless.